I mean, you just look around. It's just,
Yeah.
it's incredible. One after the other. Incredible.
Oh! Oh, look at that guy. Oh, look at you guys. Oh, wow. What? Hi, everybody. Welcome to NJPW XTRA. We're right here still in NJPW-ism in Tokyo, celebrating 50 years of New Japan Pro Wrestling. And this week, we're looking at some of the international stars that have graced New Japan over the years, Kevin.
When you look at Tiger Jeet Singh, for example, and his famous saber, or Stan Hansen, or Bruiser Brody, or Andre the Giant, the biggest and the best from all around the world have competed here in New Japan over the past 50 years.
And the biggest and best are competing in New Japan Pro Wrestling right now in Japan and the United States. Let's look at what's happening around the world in New Japan Pro Wrestling this week.
In Japan, action this past weekend saw the end of round 2 in New Japan Cup as the field got whittled down to 16. Make sure you catch all the action live and on demand in English on NJPW-world.com. Chief names among that Sweet 16 include, of course, Kazuchika Okada, who started the tournament with an instant classic against El Desperado in the Nippon Budokan. A wild back-and-forth affair that saw the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion almost pick off the Rainmaker, but one where the IWGP World Heavyweight Champion proved just slightly too much. Tetsuya Naito, another name in that Sweet 16 who overcame a pair of Bullet Club hurdles, starting of course with Yujiro Takahashi, his former No Limit partner turned House of Torture instigator. Yujiro pulled out all the stops to try and upset El Ingobernable, but it was not enough. Across both sides of the bracket, United Empire have been a formidable force, Jeff Cobb's power shining through, as well as Will Ospreay, who started the tournament with a wild and unpredictable affair against Bushi that saw us run through 4 officials in one match, leading to a very intriguing series of matches, leading to a wild series of matches this Saturday in Aichi you're going to want to check out on NJPW World. The bottom right corner of the bracket had a lot of fans talking about Bullet Club, but Shingo Takagi and Tomohiro Ishii were much more straight ahead in Ota in a hard-hitting war, while Hiromu Takahashi cut through the mess when he faced Sho and moved on to take on Minoru Suzuki at the match nobody was expecting to happen in Hyogo this past Sunday. The Sweet 16 do combat in round 3 this week and every moment of every match as we head towards the finals in Osaka-jo Hall at the end of the month, live in English on NJPW-world.com. NJPW Strong this week saw a series of 3 singles matches, starting with Hikuleo taking on the impressive Kevin Knight. Knight is improving all the time but had to bring the fight fast to his giant opposition and landed a big dropkick out of the blocks before a corner splash. After a low bridge, Knight went for a plancha, but when he was met with a pop-up elbow, Hikuleo took control. After an enziguri saw Knight catch a break, an unbelievable 7-foot high dropkick landed, and Knight countered the Tongan driller, but a bust and crab was not happening, and the goozle for that big chokeslam led to the 3. Kevin Blackwood debuted this week on NJPW Strong, facing an Arya Daivari who has been struggling with a crisis of conscience over the last few weeks. After a handshake, a technical start led to Daivari taking control, but Blackwood would strike with rolling Germans for 2 and a DVD. Daivari would respond, trapping the wrist and landing a lariat, but only got a near fall as the Persian Lion grew increasingly frustrated. At the end of the match, he grabbed a chair, but his conscience prevented him from using it, leading to Blackwood getting the inside cradle for the win. No longer able to deny his true nature, Daivari brutally attacked Kevin Blackwood after the match, and it seems a Persian Lion can't change its spots. The main event of the evening saw the US of J Open Challenge. Jay White had teased a big name showing up in Hollywood, and he got indeed the realist, Swerve, responding to the challenge for a huge reaction and to Jay White's excitement. The Switchblade invited Swerve to forget about the match and walk right into Bullet Club, but Jay White instead walked right into a boot from Swerve. Jay White was on the back foot before counter-punching with a DDT, and the angered Jay White worked over the back and neck of his opponent, but Swerve had a taste for punishment and responded with a straight right that sent Jay all the way out to the floor, though the former Grand Slam champion would land a complete shot, a German suplex and a blade buster for 2. Swerve would eventually be able to counter the snap sleeper suplex with a cutter and then a double stomp through Jay White to the floor. Back inside the ring, Swerve would brutally snap the arm of Jay White, but the Switchblade, now a wounded animal, would desperately react with a low blow, the sleeper suplex, and the Blade Runner for the victory. That's not the last we'll see of Swerve as he faces Blake Christian this Saturday. Tampa St. Pete, the Coliseum, Strong Style Evolved. A stacked card was completed this past week. Another highlight being the official return of TMDK. Jonah and Shane Haste will team up to take on Finjuice at Strong Style Evolved, plus the debut of Big Damo, the Irish powerhouse taking on Impact Wrestling's John Skyler. All this and much, much more, you definitely want to be a part of NJPW Strong Live, NJPW1972.com for more ticket information. Plus, April 1st, we're in Dallas for Lone Star Shootout, a big-time card there as well. April 10th sees Jeff Cobb return to NJPW Strong and the Great O'Khan make his debut in the Vermont Hollywood at Mutiny. And of course, we're down to our last handful of tickets for Windy City Riot in Chicago. Plus, May 15th, we turn around back to the 2300 Arena in Philadelphia. For all the information on live events, head to NJPW1972.com.
So many greats in New Japan Pro Wrestling over the years, competing around the world. Of course, coming up this weekend, March 20th, Tampa, St. Pete, Florida, Strong Style Evolved and NJPW Strong tapings. When you use the word strong, none stronger than that guy right there, Kevin.
Actual life size. You ever wanted to know how big you were compared to Andre the Giant? He was a man amongst boys, so to speak. But Andre was the biggest and one of the best. And obviously, the best and the stars will shine this weekend in St. Pete and have done so recently in a match we're about to show.
Indeed. You know, I mean, Andre the Giant, an absolute unit, and the Imperial unit was in action in Riverside. It was the United Empire, Jeff Cobb, TJP, and Will Ospreay facing Ren Narita, Karl Fredericks, and Clark Connors. That coming up right now.
You're a big part of the original LA dojo, correct?
Yes.
This new crop, this new breed of athlete under the tutelage of Katsuyori Shibata has reinvigorated, re-energized the LA dojo, branding it their own. Were you at all personally upset, offended by what Will Ospreay and what the United Empire has said and done about Katsuyori Shibata, about the athletes here in the LA dojo?
Look, I understand where they're coming from. I understand what TJP has done. It's not a popular decision. And I probably would have done the same thing if I was in his position.
Clark Connors and the Alpha Wolf. The first two graduates of the LA dojo under Katsuyori Shibata, Karl Fredericks, Clark Connors, teaming with on excursion Ren Narita from the Noge dojo. But the fingerprints of Katsuyori Shibata are over all three of these men in the ring, and they want revenge against the United Empire.
I think that we should stand up for this one. I mean, this is the music of the actual IWGP Heavyweight Champion.
I'll tell you what, if Will Ospreay goes to Wrestle Kingdom and on January the 5th, if he beats the winner of Okada versus Shingo Takagi and becomes the actual IWGP World Heavyweight Champion, I will stand up. But until then, don't mind me if I keep my seat.
And there they are, United Empire in all of their greatness, and the newest member, TJP. a man that has become a public enemy. Nobody, just nobody can get it through their thick skulls why he did what he did. Nobody understands.
You knew this was coming, didn't you?
Look, I know TJP for a long time, and I knew that he had it in him. And look, it's working out for him.
Right
Just
here.
give it a chance. You don't understand now.
Right here at this desk, you said, I don't think TJP is such a nice guy. I think TJP is going about things the wrong way. You knew this was brewing, didn't you?
TJP!
Come on, tell the truth.
I had my intuition on where his heart lay.
178センチ、119
And this is so fitting.
インペリアルユニット、ジェフ・カーブオブ・ウィルス・キング・ビーウィル・オスプレイ
Stand up, Kevin. Stand up.
I'll wait. January 5th, if he becomes the real world champion, I will stand up.
Does that title that he's holding right now, does that not look real to you?
Oh, it certainly does.
Now, did he lose that to Shingo Takagi?
No, he did not.
Okay, so does that make Shingo Takagi not an actual real champion?
No, it does, because Will Ospreay was stripped of the title.
You get caught up in the legalities,
The
Kevin.
title was declared vacant. Shingo beat Okada to become the IWGP World Heavyweight Champion.
You can't even see the chest of Will Ospreay because he's covered in gold.
ジェスティン・ボール
In addition, he is the legitimate undisputed British heavyweight champion, and it's not denying the greatness. We haven't even talked about Jeff Cobb yet.
Oh, yeah.
Jeff Cobb with the record-setting G1 run, the first
That's right.
to ever win 8 block matches in a row. Just 1 defeat in his entire tournament. Jeff Cobb was incredible.
No denying the talent of Jeff Cobb, the hatchet. Oh, there you
Oh,
go.
wait a minute now. And, of course, rematches on all sides from Battle in the Valley. Another tag team redo here. The bell sounds and we're underway. TJP and Jeff Cobb. The upset was pulled by Connors at Fredericks. And, of course, Will Ospreay took the measure of Narita. So we'll unify them all in a 6-man, and the former tag team partners reacquaint themselves.
And there is some unfinished business between TJP and Clark Connors. They did have a singles match. TJP was able to come out victorious.
Ospreay in. Double backdrop. Ospreay launched into the lights. There goes Ospreay sent flying. Now Cobb up, Cobb down, Narita. Karl Fredericks, watch out!
Oh!
Set him up and knock him down.
Well, there's no doubt that emotions are running high at the LA Dojo, and they are just desperately looking for retribution because they feel so betrayed, so betrayed by a decision that TJP made for his career. Excuse him.
Perhaps it was the way he made that decision known to the world. Stabbing members of the LA Dojo in the back and the front when they stood as a unified front at Resurgence at the LA Coliseum when Will Ospreay defamed the name of the LA Dojo and Katsuyori Shibata. Wasn't TJP right there with Clark and Karl?
TJP was there actually helping them. He didn't have to do that. He imparted his experience and knowledge. He can leave anytime he wants to. And stabbing them in the back, it's interpreted that way. It doesn't have to. They should be thankful to him.
Oh yes, thankful. We're so thankful for TJP betraying us and joining the United Empire, slung to the ropes hard, but TJP is silky smooth and elusive, runs down, takes care of Narita, who's frustrated there, but the strength of... wait a minute now. Got him up, vertical suplex, no TJP, knee strike on the shoulders now. And...
oh, look at that. Look at the versatility and experience of TJP.
And so Karl Fredericks finds himself in some trouble, but having to take those awkward steps into the corner, and does get the tag to Ren Narita, who just has for a young man, boy, he just has a perpetual face of aggravation.
Perpetual face of aggravation.
He just always looks pissed off. I love it. And the tag now, Will Ospreay's going to look to take advantage.
And we saw them go at it, a battle in the valley, and what a contest that was.
Yeah, it was awesome, and now they're slugging it out here. Six-man tag team action on New Japan Strong. Ospreay in the corner, Narita connects. Half-hatch suplex with the bridge, 2, and a kick out. Ospreay, of course, making his claim initially that he was the real world champion. Calling Jeff for the trip. Oh, and Jeff Cobb is right there, and now...
Oh, watch out, watch out, watch out.
Watch out, watch out!
Oh, my God!
Good God almighty! Just another day at the office for Jeff Cobb. What do you mean it wasn't your fault?
It wasn't his fault. Ren Narita just happened to be on the wrong side of town.
Slipped, okay, sure.
He didn't mean to drop him into the fence.
Well, Ospreay there to take advantage of Jeff Cobb's handiwork. And Narita, toughness kicking out. Now TJP back in. Now, many countries represented in the United Empire. Slingshot senton there from TJP. 2 and a kick out. Of course, Ospreay, you've got Jeff Cobb and TJP, members that we don't see, the Great O'Khan, Aaron Hanare.
5 minutes have passed. 5 minutes.
Doing big things in World Tag League. We can't forget about Aussie Open as well. Absolutely fantastic, one of the best tag teams in the world. You know, they don't have a Russian member of the United Empire. That's one country that I can think of that is not represented.
You know, it's rare that you come up with these great insights. And I'm liking what you're cooking over here. And yes, United Empire is strong, dominant, and right now what we have in the ring is the Imperial unit. Look at the strength. Unparalleled.
Oh, look at this now. Hanging 10. Jeff Cobb, an Olympian, native of Hawaii. Family roots in Guam, represented Guam in the Olympics in freestyle wrestling. With one arm and with ease, holding Ren Narita up. And now, are you kidding me?
Squatting while he's got Ren Narita in that suplex. How about that? There's nobody like him.
There is no one like Jeff Cobb, and there was no stopping Jeff Cobb in his march through the G1 until he finally met Kazuchika Okada on the final night of the block, the only blemish that Jeff Cobb suffered in what otherwise was a perfect G1 Climax 31 tournament.
Come on.
Oh, punishing chop here to Ren Narita. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, he's got firm wrist control. Holding on to that arm, swinging with everything he's got, wearing Ren Narita down. And a spinning backbreaker. How about that? You got to be impressed with him.
I'm always impressed with Will Ospreay physically in the ring, too, and a kick out. And again, it's okay for Ospreay, in my book, to say that he deserves a shot at the champion. But for me, he goes too far when he gets his own replica belt and declares that he's the real world champion when he knows full well that he isn't.
You're getting caught in the legalities, Kevin. He never lost the title.
He wasn't pinned nor submitted, was never beaten for it. No, yes indeed. Oh, Jesus, it's like a gun going off. But what Ospreay did when he challenged Okada, belly-to-belly suplex, that was the right thing. Challenge the winner of Okada versus Shingo. They'll meet on January 4th. Ospreay faces the winner on January 5th. The tag to Clark Connors.
While Rhino's in the ring and he's on fire here and he's fired up.
Dropped down by Clark Connors. Misdirection.
Oh!
See ya. The pounce, the cover, and almost a victory.
That's a match I want to see one day. Trading hard forearms here. Wild Rhino and the aerial assassin, the Commonwealth Kingpin.
Oh yeah, give us some of that. Give us more of that. And Ospreay, wait a minute, handspring blast of a kick. Side of the head, and down goes Clark Connors.
Ospreay is just an artiste.
And TJP comes in, first denies the tag to Karl Fredericks.
Let's clean that face, let's clean that face. Let's wash it, give it a nice wash.
Comes down the line.
Come on, there you go for your troubles. Oh, there you go.
He had the answer for Karl Fredericks in his attempts to derail TJP.
Oh, wait a minute.
Oh, what a
God.
snap. Power slam. Another shot at Jeff Cobb.
The Wild Rhino so intense. Oh my God.
Speared him all the way through the ring.
That is...
Clark Connors doesn't care. He doesn't need the 3 ropes. He just sent TJP flying.
He didn't care what was in his way. He just wanted to connect with the public enemy, TJP.
Now, wait a minute now. Look at Ospreay grabbing a hold
there you
of
go.
Clark Connors' leg and now taking advantage. TJP stomping right through the hyperextended leg of Clark Connors.
And he's had
Ospreay,
trouble with the knee before.
He has. Ospreay going over, waist locking Karl Fredericks. Narita's in. Narita's able to break it up. Tries to boot. TJP lifts, suplex, drives him down.
Oh,
there
my
goes Ospreay
God.
thrown over the railing just to my right, just to my left here. Courtesy of Karl Fredericks. Meanwhile, the legal men in the ring, TJP, Jeff Cobb, or TJP and Clark Connors. All right, so TJP, Clark both need tags, both get tags. Jeff Cobb, Karl Fredericks. One of the earliest rivalries back in the days of Lions Break Collision was these two. Caught, Spinebuster.
Wow.
280 up and down.
Look how fast the Alpha Wolf is. In firm control here, he's got the Imperial unit on one side and the Aerial Assassin on the other. Splash.
Up and down, another back suplex. Launching elbow, cover, 2. Cobb went unbeaten in 8 straight G1 block matches, and Karl Fredericks has him on the ropes right here. Manifest Destiny. Uh-oh. Knee strike, though.
Wow.
Watch out, Ospreay. Here comes Narita. Here comes TJP. Watch out, Clark Connors.
Watch out. Oh, his knee just gave.
His knee just gave out. The same knee that TJP hyperextended earlier on. It would have been a spear for Clark Connors, no doubt. TJP gets put down, though, by Karl Fredericks. Elbow.
Oh, look at that double team move by the United Empire here. Oh, how about that? Goodbye.
Spin cycle. And this should do it. Leg is hooked two. Wait a minute. Even on just one leg, Clark Connors diving in. Oh, come on.
Vintage TJP here.
Now, at the very least, it neutralizes Clark Connors, but much more pain. Hang out. Look at this. Tour of the Islands. Tour of the Islands from Jeff Cobb. There is no stopping Jeff Cobb.
Beautiful, beautiful work. We just witnessed.
Come on now, TJP.
That's okay, let him.
The match is over. Let go of the hold.
There's bad blood. It is understandable. Clark Connors has been eyeing TJP. Well, this is what it feels like. This is what you get.
Come on.
United Empire as dominant as ever.
Well, Kevin, that was a great match, but we can't talk about the international stars in New Japan Pro Wrestling without talking about our great relationship with CMLL and all the Mexican lucha libre artists that have appeared in New Japan over the years, and you can see some of the amazing masks that have been there. And one of the most prominent is going to be an Action Strong Style Evolve, the return of Mascara Dorada for the first time in 5 years.
Some say you should wear a mask, Chris.
How dare you? I'm wearing a mask right now.
I mean the whole face cover.
I see.
Fans have been asking.
Well,
Just for the color, look at the style. I mean, that's what I meant, of course.
Yeah. All right. Maybe I'll get you a paper bag. All right. Well, let's end it there before things get a little bit too tense with me and you over here. My goodness. All right. Well, we'll see you next week with more from NJPW-ism and another great free match to show you. Until then, Gokigenyo. Sayonara.